Let's say that car's rather classy.
Hello again. It's back to my turn. It has been a busy few weeks since my last turn doing these videos. Taking the completely messy state of global politics out of the equation, because I'd be here all day talking about that, let's talk about what I and the rest of PB have been up to. We recorded our first 360-degree podcast the other day, which was very fun to do, and I believe in Kai's last video you at least get to see a bit of a setup that we had, which is quite fun to create. We finally got our Working to a Brief project filmed, despite the drivellings on of a certain teacher who shall not be named. It's honestly, we've been at the same pieces of work since October. And a lot of us have finally started to work on our documentaries that we will be making this year, which leads me on to the subject of my documentary, which will also be the subject of this video, a certain obsession of mine, Doctor Who. Anybody that knows me will probably be sighing right now because they know how much of an absolute loon I am for the show. Not just the show even, I mean the novels, the audios, the comics. I just can't get enough of my favourite Prydonian renegade.
I've even got all the Doctors lined up on my television bar John Hurt and Peter Capaldi because I'm a sad little neckbird who still lives with his family.
So, why mention it, you're probably asking? Mainly because Doctor Who has been the biggest creative influence, I feel anyway, on how I approach film and TV. When it's good, anyway. I mean, I'm not counting pieces of arse like In the Forest of a Night or Hellbent, but fantastic pieces of television like The Rescue, The Brain of Morbius, Curse of Fenric, and most recently, Heaven Sent. Funny story, if you look at my film from last year, If I Could Go Back, you can see that a lot of the themes in it are heavily inspired by Heaven Sent, mainly the repetition of events going on and stuff. I was just struck by that as a piece of television, and I was just like, wow, this is powerful. It's an absolutely beautiful metaphor for overcoming grief, and I just adore it. I'd also like to take the time out to commemorate this beautiful man, John Hurt, who unfortunately died of cancer last week. Not only do I love him from Doctor Who, I grew up watching his roles. I mean, Alien was one of the first proper horror films that I watched, and seeing him as Ollivander in Harry Potter, and Winston Smith in 1984, and Adam Sutler in V for Vendetta. My friend Stephen said the other day that the best tribute that you could give John Hurt is the fact that you can't trace what his best role is, because he put his best into everything that he played. Rest in peace, you amazing man, and I'm sorry that I never got the privilege to meet you.